So hey there everybody, today we're going to talk about the $900 Mac Mini M4. We want to know, is it powerful enough to do our drone work? Short answer for you here, yeah, it's definitely powerful enough to do some of your drone work. Maybe in some instances, not going to be the best, but let's take a look through here. So there's all different facets of drone businesses, and we're going to talk quickly about them. But we're going to be talking about, does it do video editing well, still image processing, mapping and modeling, 3D modeling, cloud-based versus desktop processing for apps like Metashape, WebODM, Pix4D, drone deploy, and more. So let's break this down. What are you going to get out of this Mac M4? So for $900, the Mac Mini M4 includes 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 24 gigs of unified RAM, and 512 gigabytes of SSD. Now, as things go along, our files get bigger and bigger, whether it's video files, still files, modeling files. So you can run out of your drive space really quickly. The 512 gig is okay. I mean, it's better than doing the smaller one for sure. But you're going to want some external storage as well, especially if you're getting into certain types of drone work. Video, hey, that's going to be some big files, a lot of processing. So, here we go. Let's see here. So I am checking some notes for myself as we're talking this through. I don't have a teleprompter, but I think we can handle this with each other. So, section 2, video editing. It absolutely does 4K. It's great on Final Cut Pro, iMovie, and DaVinci Resolve. So you've got a couple of options. If you were to get Final Cut Pro, you're going to be looking at another expenditure. So it didn't just come on the Mac Mini M4. That is an additional purchase. But once you get the license is yours. I haven't had to pay for license upgrades in a very, very long time. So the 10-core GPU accelerates your video playback, exports, meaning 4K drone footage does edit smoothly. So you're not, I will say this, and we can cut this short. You're not going to run up against any major walls when it comes to doing video work on this thing. Same can be said for still photos as well. So let's scroll on down here. They don't have really any limitations that they see with this. It's going to be a great video editor for you. So that means still image, and what you're seeing on the background screen here, my Mac Mini M4 ready to edit right out of the box. This is on Photoshop, but they do have a photo program that comes along with the Mac as well, or you can look into other photo programs. We use Lightroom, and we use Adobe Photoshop. That's it. We don't use any of the other upgrades to Adobe, but these are the two that we do have. So doing raw images in Lightroom and Photoshop, super smooth. If you're working with 360 panoramas to pump them up after you've shot them, you can do that in here as well. You can also use Affinity Photo for doing those types of photos. We love to do 360s for clients. So a lot of the work is pumped into Lightroom and to Affinity Photo. And, Affinity Photo is a very reasonable price as well. All right, there we go. And let's scroll on down here. So overall, this is a great machine for drone photographers and drone videographers. So if you fall into those camps, you're going to be set. Now, here comes the big one that everyone's always talking about, mapping and modeling. And we do a lot of mapping and modeling. We are on a Mac Studio M1, and this is several years old. We've got a little more RAM on this, but otherwise these things are kind of knocking heads as competitors, I'd say. There are more differences in the CPU and GPU, but does this system handle maps and models? Short answer, absolutely yes. So mapping and modeling, it can run WebODM. If you go cloud-based, Pix4D. We utilize Metashape and WebODM. Those are both desktop, but we've got Pix4D out there. We've got, if you're doing 3D work, it can run Blender and other 3D applications, no problem. So this is good for small to medium-sized projects. If you're going for big 3D rendering or big map rendering, you might want to look at the next step up. This is going to be able to do it, but when you start getting into really large spaces that you're flying in and that you're documenting or that you're creating crosshatch missions, this is going to do it. But if you feel like you're going way higher end with your mapping and modeling, you might want to look at the next steps up, or also in the Microsoft universe as well. So let's see here. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say time-lapse work. We do a lot of time-lapse progression reporting for our clients. The time-lapse work, we use Final Cut Pro, and we actually take videos that we've captured every week from the same locations, from the same flight paths, so that we can do time-lapse to show all of the changes on construction sites. And this doesn't choke on anything as well. DaVinci, Final Cut, those are going to run great on here. You also have iMovie if you're just doing small stuff as well. So when we talk about some of the apps for doing drone work, doing 3D modeling, you have the option of cloud-based apps like Drone Deploy, Pix4D, WebODM does have a drone, or has a, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a online version as well, but you can also get the desktop for it. So we do have Metashape and we do have WebODM. So the $900 Mac Mini M4, all these little M's here. Yeah, you're going to be able to do the majority of your drone work. You will be able to do some mapping, modeling, but keep in mind that that if you're getting into much larger data sets, that you might be looking for a more powerful computer. But if you're just starting out, just learning all the facets of drone work, then I think this the Mac Mini M4 $900 offering is a good offering, and it's really small, very compact space. The Mac Studio that we have here is also very small, and we've also got the original Mac Mini back over here too, and that is nice and small as well. So these things are fantastic. Also on heat, I just want to let you know, these things do not heat up. When I'm cranking large models, still does not, no fans engaging or anything, and the unit is still really cool. So all right, everybody, if you have any other questions, let me know. If you're interested in getting into Mac for doing your drone work, feel free to get in touch with us in the comments section below with your questions, and we'll try to do our best to answer them. All right, everybody, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out for a bit, and we'll see you again real soon.